chat.
How we doing? Happy Wednesday. Welcome in, everyone. How we doing today? I'm repeating myself. Yay. That's how you know I'm live. Welcome in, Terminator. Happy to see you, Michael. I think I saw Will in here earlier. Gotta get rid of those .me commands. I don't think they even work at all anymore. Or /me. Or maybe it does work, but it doesn't with YouTube? I don't know. Ooh, good gun. My neighbor's Mark garden looked like it just totally popped in the last couple of days. It's apparently absolutely loving the heat that it had. Because while Eastern US, sweaty mess, out here, it's warm, but not outrageous for summer. Hello, Nan Reader. Hi, Kip. Actually, I just heard in the news the other night. Late night. I think it was late night comedian. Talking about New York now allowing, like, ridiculous amounts, like pounds per person allowed now. Hey, Michael. I didn't start off the stream holding my melon. I've only got one tonight. Making noise I don't even need to tonight, chat. Happy Wednesday, everyone. I appreciate that you came to join me. Cheers to you. I was just talking about that, Michael. I am not in the heat dome. I hope everyone that is keeping cool. I went and closed that. I think it's that one. Of course, it's a half-mile long. Okay, so we're starting off tonight, making cake. We're going to be doing watermelon rind cake. And using somewhat of the same mentality as, say, like applesauce or other things, it's going to help us add a lot of moisture to the final cake. And we can use it to substitute for some of the butter. And so this cake would normally use a considerable amount more oil / butter. I'm going to use just oil or just butter instead of butter and oil. And I'm going to add rind. How much sugar? Half cup. Half cup sugar. Oh, no, that isn't how much sugar. We need to cut that down even more. We're only doing a quarter cup, I think. That's all that's in the bag anyways. Vanilla. Right, so we're doing, ooh. Glad I didn't pour that in. That was close. That was hazelnut extract. Which I should probably use up because it's pretty old. So throw a little vanilla in there. And we'll mix that up. Butter's been out warming up, so hopefully that's somewhat warmed up. I wish it was more warmed up than it is. It's not very soft. And you want to completely combine your sugar and fat or butter before you move forward. Hey, Zeeks. Happy Juneteenth, even though I don't know enough about it to know if it's proper for me to be celebrating it. Japanese curry. Katsu curry? Or just Japanese curry? Both are delicious. I was just curious who made katsu. Nice. Yeah, katsu's a bit involved for probably a box recipe. I don't think many people want to jump into home frying. I think these days the average apartment living American is lucky to have a useful kitchen. I see tons of kitchens in apartments, but I see tons of kitchens in apartments that are like more there to show than they are to actually be functional. Welcome in, Buns. Yeah, it's actually sort of strange. Japanese really sort of like their fried foods outside of, say, like, well, actually they're pretty diverse in their fried foods, but they certainly have a love, and there's certainly a large segment of fried foods in Japanese cuisine that are sort of like almost like intended as you fried this and it's left over. Like, there's a fair amount of it that they don't worry about getting their fried stuff then later soggy. It's sort of like they like their cereal soggy type people. Yeah, and that's why I sort of like, I had to hesitate, because you also have things like tempura and panko products, even though many of the panko products are what I'm referring to. The last time I did something along that line was a dish where they just smother fried food because it was sort of like a these are leftover mentality. Why am I going back in the fridge? I need baking powder anyways. Might as well grab it while I'm here. But I think we're down to cutting into this bad boy. Let's see what I got for a melon here, chat. That looks rather red. getting a fair amount of the watermelon fruit in this too, because the rind on this is actually sort of surprisingly thin. I may be mistaken, but I think they developed seedless watermelons in my life. It's sort of one of those makes you feel old things, that now they're coming out with seedless watermelons. They're so nice and tightly. This might actually be enough for what I need. I don't need a ton of watermelon for this. We're only making a 4-inch cake, by the way, chat. I think we got a 1/4 cup there. Mix our watermelon in there. I believe they're eggs. That makes me think, let's see, is this working right? Is the word scramble connected? Oh, that's right, it's local now. So it couldn't be the local network messing that up. Baking powder. Baking soda. Pinch of salt. start preheating our oven. If you're in the heat dome, I don't suggest you make this recipe right now. Like, you don't want to turn your oven on. And this is still looking a bit dry, and maybe because I'm using butter instead of oil for that last little bit of liquid in there, and so I think I'm going to add a touch of half and half in there. That was a solid ounce. There we go. It's even got some nice color there from watermelon. Hi, Chop. What do we got up here? Oops, wrong way. Making sure the rim's all locked in nicely. Now that I've made sure the rim's all nicely locked in, I'm going to take it apart. Just giving it all a good lubing up. Oh, I turned the command off. Sorry, J-Random. I was a little worried about the volume here. We're flying Like, there's recipes out there for watermelon cake. There might be a recipe out there for a 4-inch watermelon cake, but I didn't find it, and I didn't really search for it specifically. So, I am adapting a combination of 4-inch cake recipe and watermelon rind cake recipe. And so I'm worried about the volume because, like I was saying before, the previous recipe was just butter and oil. And so you can see we're on the verge of overflowing this container as it is. So it may get a little bit larger. Congrats, man reader. Let's just get a towel, since I'm already dripping. Yeah. Nope, we need you to stay over here for a moment, chat. You can't go this far this way. Now let's see which one of these is going to work. I need an extremely thin, flexible knife for this. Where is my old boning knife? I can't find my old boning knife. I guess we'll use this one. It's also designed so you can use it like this. Here's my hopes that I didn't go through that side. Alright, we're going to sit there with that. We'll remove this aside for the moment. Give this a rinse off so it doesn't get sticky. And now let's go ahead and handle this. Seedless. We'll do one more piece. Far from it. Now this isn't round enough for me to cut a nice circular piece. Like, I was sort of like tempted by the idea. I wanted to keep the watermelon so I can make a drink in the watermelon. But that prevented me from doing essentially a nice perfectly round cut on the watermelon and a perfectly round cut on the pineapple, because then you can make a thin, flat, you can use that rolling cutting technique to just turn it as you cut it, and you end up with a nice flat sheet, which would be awesome for stuffing. But we're not doing that. Because I want to drink. I don't have any water. Where's my water glass? Probably back here. Yep, it's back here. Throwing the cake in the oven. I heated the oven to 400. I dropped it to 350 just now. Water. That's why I'm going in the fridge. And let's just finish up using this piece. It just wants to be hard to cut now. Scramble's listening to me again, chat. I brought up tempura earlier. Yeah, too thin there. So there is our pork, all butterflied out, or flattened out, or cut out. I don't know the proper term for that. I would have at one point. But I'm going to give it a little bit more flattening / tenderizing. I don't know why I put my knife over there. I had just cleaned it. Hi, QOC. My summer so far has been hot. It's actually sort of cooled down lately, but yeah, I don't think that's the case for most people right now. It's a little like a mosaic of chipped watermelon tiles. Get used to it, it's not getting cooler. Been trying to wrap my head around that myself for a while. Like, in our lives, this is the coolest this planet will be. Like, it's getting nothing but hotter from here. Until it gets really cold. Hi, JK. And not just hotter, but more erratic. Like, we're not going to have, like, I would love for it to just get warmer and I could just move north. But that ain't happening either. Hey QSC, sorry about that. I did just recently switch my ad setup to once hourly 3-minute ads. So we won't have ads for a whole nother hour now. So we got our little, like, mosaic of watermelon slices here. And I've used just about all of them that I chopped, too. We'll leave it like that. Now we're going to go in with our pineapple slices. Actually, we should push that forward a little bit. I didn't set a timer on my cake, did I, chat? I didn't. Darn it. Are you baked cake? Nope. We're good. Putting a timer on there would be the ideal situation, but it's not like I don't trust timers to begin with, so we'll just call it there. I didn't mean that to the music, chat. We need more music. Music was not supposed to stop. Keep going, music. Yeah, that would be, yeah, knives and, yeah. I even tried, like, done with knives before we get into this most of the time. And then I'm going to roll this way this time. Like, this is the original direction. Like, normally you make slices this way. We're going to roll it this way, make slices this way. Perfect song for this. Sort of like So Precarious. These are not normal rubber bands, chat. They're stretchy like rubber bands, but they're designed to essentially eliminate twine. And they're made out of high heat silicone. So instead of tying the roast, I'm going to sort of rubber band it. Alright, so there is our roast. No cheesy fans out there? No Emmental fans? Emmental. Honestly, don't remember what Emmental tastes like as far as cheeses. I think it's a sort of nutty cheese, if I remember correctly, but my memory's pretty bad. On a pan with a wire rack and parchment. Hi, AJ. You can type ! dinner or menu, get the full list. But I'm working on using watermelon as an ingredient challenge tonight. Every week my chat votes in the Discord on an ingredient that I have to use for dinner and dessert. And so this is a watermelon stuffed pork tenderloin. And we got, I already forgotten, watermelon cake cooking in the oven for dessert. We're working on a watermelon drink here at some point. And we just happen to have watermelon scrap. It's such a horrible thing to have. Now that scrambled word is just purple. Nice, Cosmic. Hitting this with some salt. And olive oil spray over it. I've had dragon fruit as an ingredient challenge before, SpongeBob. I actually think I did something similar with it. I don't remember 100%. It was that's a couple years ago. I'm gonna blend up the rest of this watermelon. Well, actually our cake timer is up, so let's take another look at our cake. That's getting close. It's not quite there, though. Actually going to give that another 5 minutes. Chat's going to be surprised. What do you think, chat? Did it rise way too high, or has it fallen? Gonna mute for the blender here. Alright, no more mute. Hey, Jonna. Normally you strain things out of this, but I'm going to strain things into it. I could speed this up considerably if I was concerned about it, but we're waiting on the oven anyway, so. Chat, what's the craziest subathon you've watched? Alternative, what do you think is the craziest subathon you've heard of? I'm not looking for ideas or planning on doing a subathon, scamathon, whatever, anytime soon. I was just curious. Are you ready yet, Cake? Nope. No, strawberries were Sunday. I went through all my strawberries on Sunday. No blackberries. I have some blackberry flavored tea I bought by mistake. Oh, I'm making something better than a smoothie. That's a decent amount of juice there. Horny. Timer's about to go off. Oh, we still got a minute. I'm off on that. I used to be on the second. Not a cherry, but a little maraschino cherry juice. Some people might call that grenadine. I'm not going to. Screw a matter. Nope. So we've got ice, watermelon juice, honey, a little bit of maraschino cherry juice, and ice. Where did I put those? Anyone thirsty? Need a photo of this one first. Tasty. I guess we're waiting a little bit longer on this cake. I was thinking tonight was going to be a little bit quicker, but I guess not. Alright, what else do we have to work on here? We need potatoes done. And we need broccoli prepped. I thought I'd grab just regular potatoes like I normally do. Apparently I grabbed fingerlings. can't hardly taste the gin, but I'm burping it, and I can taste it in the burps. You want to know about that, right, chat? I take your silence as a yes. Cover these with water. Over on the stove. You think it's going to be ready this time, chat? Is this the time the cake comes out? Cutting board camera. Alright, now I gotta get into dealing with broccoli. Here it was thinking I was going to be dealing with the broccoli while the pork was in the oven. So just going to go through, pick off the external leaves here. That's one heck of a stalk of. That ain't no baby broccoli there. That's some big unit broccoli there. This one's not small either, nor is this one. Really big ones we're going to cut in half here, I think, to make them a little bit more on par with everything else. Have a feel. Oh, that's, you guys didn't see that anyway. It's over on YouTube. Dad joke over on YouTube was bicycle related, and I was going to say that I don't think Gordon Ramsay would appreciate that joke right now. This is the wrong choice for this. Would bourbon... What? Did you miss this, Buns? I mean, this is gin and not bourbon, but... Alright, I'm calling it on that cake. Our cake is out. It poofed. We have a poofy cake, chat. Look at the poof. Look at it, chat. Look at that poof. You can even see the watermelon in it too, by the way, chat. You can tell it's there. Not just by the color either. Alright, I'm cheating for tonight. We're not using a timer on the pork. We're using temperature. And we're going down in the oven. Someone nearly dropped the pork in the oven trying to balance the thermometer and the pork. I don't know who would do that. Raising the temp back up to 400. And start cooking our potatoes to make sure that they're ready for There's people that like to act like once you start making potatoes, you're sort of like setting time. Like those potatoes, you got a set window from the moment you turn those on. So for our broccoli tonight, garlic, hot paprika, cayenne, crushed red pepper flake, and oil. But as to the specific question about bourbon, if you're still floating around there, bourbon goes with almost everything. It's got some barrel spice, so it's got some spice to it, but it's vanilla and like I told one of my cousins at one point, it's like ice cream flavors. Like think of all the flavors when you think of just basic ice cream. Vanilla, creaminess, but you'll get cherries, you'll get caramels, you'll get like it's all sweet stuff, and that pretty much is inoffensive to go with everything else, especially when you're drinking it as like a separate thing. Now, does it perfectly pair in terms of this is what you should get at a restaurant that has bourbon? Not so much. I actually think the gin I'm using here tonight would be ideal situation, I think. That poofed some. Like, I don't know if you're noticing how much that poofed, chat. But that poofed. That poofed. Curious if I could just pull it right out of the pan. I don't want to rip it though. This pineapple's seedless too. Ugh. Coffee and pineapple did not match. We've only made it up to 77. We got a moment to wait here, chat. If all pineapple is seedless, how does it procreate? It's not my serious question out there. Like, I know there's other ways you can force this to happen. I'm just making chat realize that we regularly do that just for our food. Oh, that's a hard one, chat. Who's going to get that scramble? That one's impossible. I don't know how anyone could guess that. Got pineapple in my teeth. Alright, we're starting to move up on temp in the pork. People think that about bananas too. They're like, don't all bananas come without seeds? Then they try a wild banana as if they have access to one, but then they try one that's wild and realize it's more seed than fruit. I think we're going to do an AFK here, chat. We got the potatoes cooking. I'm enjoying my beverage. Our cake is done. I debated doing a glaze. I don't need the calories. I don't want to waste the sugar. But you can mix some sugar and vanilla and powdered sugar. Powdered sugar, milk, and vanilla if you want to make a nice glaze for that. I'm just going to leave it as is. I've got all this pineapple sweet to eat with it. And we gotta wait on the pork and the potatoes before we get into doing broccoli. So I think we're gonna do a, let's say 15-minute AFK here. And do some old school ads. Thank you for joining in with me tonight, chat. I hope to see you back from the AFK.
Cake for Johnny's Scout meeting tomorrow. Okay, Daddy. It's so easy to make a cake with Betty Crocker cake mix. I'll make her another one. White cake, devil's food, yellow cake.
It's a good thing her mom's modern. I'm Betty Crocker. With my yellow cake mix, all you do is add water and a couple of fresh eggs. The other ingredients are in the package. Same fine things you'd use right in your own home. You'll get a perfect cake just like this, or write General Mills, Minneapolis, Minnesota, and they'll send your money back. A high cake, a light cake, a better tasting cake.
And don't think it isn't. That's why Betty Crocker herself says,
I guarantee a perfect cake every time you bake, cake after cake after cake.
Rice-A-Roni, the San Francisco treat. Rice-A-Roni, everybody's got the beat. Started out where cable cars play this song. Now tried at home because very long. Rice-A-Roni, the San Francisco treat.
From San Francisco, famous for food, comes Rice-A-Roni, the exciting new side dish. Here at last is a welcome change from potatoes. Now you can serve Rice-A-Roni, a delicious side dish with meat, chicken, or fish. And you make Rice-A-Roni in minutes. Everything's right in the box. A packet of soup base, rice, and vermicelli that you brown in butter. Add the special herb-flavored broth, and in minutes, Rice-A-Roni. Fluffy, fragrant. A wonderful change from potatoes.
Rice-A-Roni, the San Francisco treat.
Off into space. Man, that takes real teamwork. And here's a team of junior spacemen with an out-of-this-world breakfast that teams up V8 juice and Cheerios for flavor and energy. What a treat! A flavorful glassful of refreshing V8 juice and Cheerios with power protein, plus vitamin B1 for Go Power. And now, here's a special out-of-this-world free offer. This Moon Rocket Kit, both a toy and an exciting game. First, blast off. It separates in midair and lands 2 spacemen on a moon map. You get this wonderful game only through this free offer. Send your name and address and 1 V8 label plus 1 box top from these specially marked packages of Cheerios, Kix, or Frostios to Moon Rocket Kit, Mount Vernon 10, New York. Get Campbell's V8 cocktail vegetable juice with any one of these Big G cereals.
Next week, George and Gracie will be brought to you by Carnation.
Hiya, happy boy. Wish you'd been with me today. We saw a great dog show, some beautiful dogs. There was the handsomest poodle, a real beauty, an international champion. His owner gave me some good advice.
There are many dog foods on the market, but the Carnation Company makes the best. It's called Friskies, and it's quality all the way through.
You should have seen the champion collie. He won everything in sight. The handler told me.
A very important part of this champion's diet is meat. That's why we feed him Friskies. The principal ingredient is lean red horse meat, the best you can buy.
So happy, you're getting real quality, and you're going to get your Friskies right now.
Friskies is prepared to the high standards of Carnation Company and guarantees prime-grade nourishment.
No, Jane and Ann aren't the Crest testers here. Their daddy is. You see, Crest also showed it worked for older people like the Allbrands before it became recognized effective against cavities. Jim, when were you in this toothpaste test?
Back in college.
Let's show the story filmed at a recent reunion. Well, Jim, how did you become part of this toothpaste test?
The dentists at Indiana University asked us to.
Did many others join you in the test?
Quite a few. 246, as a matter of fact.
Did every one of you use Crest in this test?
We use Crest. Their side, regular toothpaste.
Do anything special?
No. Everyone brushed as usual for 2 years.
But your group had
34% fewer cavities with Crest.
You know what's happened since these tests, Mrs. Allbrand?
Well, a lot of us use Crest.
And Crest has become the only toothpaste recognized effective against cavities by the American Dental Association. Their Council on Dental Therapeutics reports Crest has been shown to be an effective decay-preventive dentifrice that can be of significant value when used in a conscientiously applied program of oral hygiene and regular professional care. What's your program, Mrs. Allbrand?
Wash between meal treats, brush often, and have regular checkups.
And use Crest, of course. Crest with Fluoristan, the only toothpaste recognized effective against cavities.
Hey, kids, look what's new. A brand new cereal just for you. Twinkles, the new star-shaped cereal in the storybook package. See? Inside, delicious, crispy, crinkly stars. And outside, a real storybook. All about Twinkles, the magic elephant. See him fly with his rotor tail. Watch him do tricks with his magic trunk. Meet Twinkle's friends, Fulton the inventor, Sanford the parrot, Wilbur the monkey, and more. Read all about their adventures on every storybook package of Twinkles. And wait till you taste those golden little stars, filled with the goodness of energy oats and corn. Remember, only Twinkles has the storybook package. Just tear the magic line and your storybook opens. Twinkles, the new star-shaped cereal in the storybook package.
If you've ever been to Venice, you remember the gondolas and the picturesque waterways. And you remember the food, too. Superb food, prepared with that very special Italian touch. The same special Italian touch that Chef Boyardee sauce with meat can give to your meals over here. Because the recipe for this tangy sauce has been brought over from Italy by this famous Italian chef. Chef Boyardee sauce with meat is made from juicy, sun-ripened tomatoes and tender, quality beef, simmered in a spicy sauce that makes a rice and cheese loaf, a casserole, or a spaghetti dish a real Italian-style dish. So when you'd like to add that special Italian touch to your dinner, do it with Chef Boyardee sauce with meat. Try Chef Boyardee sauce with mushrooms, too. Both are prepared from the chef's own Italian recipe.
If you're still watching television on a small screen set, you're missing a lot. Here, for example, is a close-up on a 10-inch set. See how much smaller it is than my head? Now I'd like to show you the same close-up on a 21-inch set. There. Just look at the difference. She's as big as I am now. You can have big screen close-ups just like that. Close-ups as large as life with RCA Victor's great new 21-inch model, the Master 21. At the lowest 21-inch price in RCA Victor history. As little as $199.95. Visit your RCA Victor dealer soon. See television's greatest value, the Master 21. Big screen 21-inch quality TV for $199.95. And remember, every year more people buy RCA Victor than any other television.
Satisfying cups of pleasure. A coffee break makes the moment right. Fresh aroma, friendly flavor. Make it coffee, make it often, make it right.
To brighten any moment.
Make it coffee.
To enjoy that fresh aroma.
Make it often.
Make it up fresh each time in a clean container. And for full flavor,
make it right.
And here's how. For each cup of fresh drawn water, use one approved measure of your favorite coffee. That's all, one approved measure per cup.
Satisfying cups of pleasure. A coffee break makes the moment bright. Fresh aroma, friendly flavor. Make it coffee. Make it often. Make it right.
Hello, may I come in? I am Chef Boyardee. Perhaps you have seen my picture on Chef Boyardee products at your grocer's. Today I want to tell you about a wonderful dinner for three. A dinner that only costs about 15 cents a serving. It's my own Chef Boyardee spaghetti dinner with meat sauce or mushroom sauce. It all comes in one carton. A full half pound of tender, quick-cooking spaghetti, 10 full ounces of rich, tasty sauce, and to top it off, a whole can of zippy grated cheese. A wonderful food. So ask your grocer for Chef Boyardee spaghetti dinner with meat or mushroom sauce, won't you? And look for other Chef Boyardee's products. They're also delicious, they're also nourishing, and they help keep the cost of your meals down. Chef Boyardee's products are at best grocers.
Ask for Chef Boyardee's spaghetti dinner. Only about 15 cents a serving.
Everybody needs energy-packed Sunbeam bread. Yes, it's all aboard for fun in the park, but Junior hasn't got energy enough for fun. He'd sure like to ride that horse. Hey, what's this? An energy-packed Sunbeam sandwich. You bet every delicious slice of Sunbeam bread sure does pack a big energy wallop. There's nothing like Sunbeam Energy to help you stay on the beam. Now, look at them go. On Sunbeam Energy, they sure do enjoy life. Everybody needs the kind of real zip and zing pep that delicious Sunbeam bread gives you. Yes, stay on the beam with energy-packed Sunbeam bread. All day long, eat Sunbeam bread and renew energy as you burn it up. Eat delicious Sunbeam bread.
I'm a guitar and I have strings. I like to play while someone sings. Hi, gang. Do you recognize this mouse guitar? It's just like the one the Mouseketeers gave me. And now Mattel Toy Makers, the people who made my mouse guitar, have a big surprise for you. You can have your very own mouse guitar just like mine. And look, I wrote out all the instructions so you can learn to play the songs we play on the show. Remember, gang, you can now get the mouse guitar wherever toys are sold for only $4. Hey, I almost forgot. Be sure to see the Mouseketeer Junior, too. Just turn the crank and it plays the Mouseketeer theme song. The Mouseketeer Junior is only $1.80. Be sure to look for this label, gang. You can tell it's Mattel. It's swell.
You are now looking at a slice of bread being spread with creamy-style Skippy peanut butter, as only Mary Ellen can spread it there. All right, now, as you look at that, I don't want you to leave me, because I want to show you something, believe it or not, that a lot of people like even better. Suppose we were to take some fresh roasted peanuts here, and like Mary Ellen has been doing all evening, and putting them in a nut chopper here. Give a couple more little chugs, will you, please? Mm-hmm. I think that'll do it. That's fine. Now you find in there some just tiny little golden nuggets of roasted peanuts, and they are colossal. Now, I want to try something here. Suppose we were to take these, now let me try an experiment, do you mind, honey? And we'd sprinkle them over the creamy-style Skippy. Say, how is that, huh?
Ooh, that looks good.
It does look good. All I did that for was to tell you that you can get that and enjoy it anytime you want. You won't have to go through any chopping process either, because the Skippy people do that for you in chunk style. That's done for you up in the factory. Now, chunk style, you see, has sprinkled all through it very generously through the entire jar those golden little nuggets that you saw there, just about like that. So that's already done for you there. Now, of course, either style, whether it's cream or chunky, if you get Skippy, you are getting the peanut butter that stays fresh right down to the last spoonful in the jar. And so I make it very simple again. I want you to know that this is an honest fact.
If you like peanuts, you'll like Skippy.
Hey, chat. We're unmuted now. Okay. Back to stuff here. Our pork is starting to raise temp here, but if you can see, I don't know if you can see or not right now. Looking over here, we're at 111 of a target temp of 145, which is the temp you want to bring your pork to. I'm bringing it right up to 145 before I pull it out. Some people don't go up to quite 145 knowing that carryover cooking, it's going to go it may go as much as 10 degrees over as the overall temperature of the roast equalizes and starts to cool. We've got our potatoes pretty much ready to go. I need to throw some butter in here to be melted. This is going to be for our potatoes. You looked in my dirty microwave, didn't you? I told you not to. We are raising temp quicker now on the pork. Some half and half. Let's not do that. I was debating adding some garlic. Let's not. We will add a healthy dose of salt. I'm using unsalted butter. I typically use unsalted butter, by the way, chat. That may shock you international viewers, because salted butter is much better product, I would say, or much more used in European cultures, for sure. America, I mean, I think people use it, but people more use it for, oh, that's the standard amount of salt I should have in this butter. Like, not thinking about it, rather than this is a fine cultured butter, well treated product that's artisanal and salted so that you know you're getting the perfect product. It's not that here. I've heard a fair number of home chefs say that they use salted butter in the US. Basically, no professional chef that I know of uses salted butter on a regular basis in the US. Pepper refill time. Back into the microwave so that's nice and warm to add to our potatoes together. at 123. I think it's time to get going with our broccoli, actually. We'll start heating the pan here. Move the... I don't know if that's still on camera or not, but I need it to be a little bit further away. Straw keeps getting little bits stuck in it because there's all sorts of small bits of watermelon and pineapple in there, despite me carefully straining the majority of the watermelon juice. Waiting until we get about another 7 degrees or so, 135-ish, before I start in on the broccoli. Because the broccoli's going to be pretty quick to cook, and I don't want it sitting around forever. We're going to have to wait for... That's going to give us about 10 degrees of cooking still to go on the pork, and rest time. Looking at this floor, you wouldn't realize that I ran the Roomba earlier today. This floor looks filthy. Ooh, another colorful scramble. Well, maybe. I don't know if that's even a word in the dictionary. It's not very culinary. Which makes me think it's probably something else. Okay, starting in on our broccoli. Add some oil into the pan over on the stove. There's olive oil in the broccoli, but want to make sure we get a nice coat on the pan too. Just covering all of our bases here. I know I used a spatula somewhere, but I guess I'll get too dirty. Getting close on our pork temp. 1 degree to go. It's going to start beeping at us. I need to pour this water out. Okay, that's off now. Sorry, doggy. silly Jason nearly just tried to pull the thermometer out with his bare hand. Ah. So there's our watermelon pineapple pork. Add an internal 145. We'll let that sit for a couple minutes. Add our dairy and seasoning to our potatoes. All of it. Flame off on the broccoli. Cutting board camera. It still wasn't enough. Oven mitts are too expensive. Towels are more versatile. Oven mitts aren't really meant to be washed either. Like, there's ones that are washable and all that, but you look at the ones that are like, there are commercial, like, giant gloves that they sell. But I think that's mostly people that are like sitting in front of an oven all day and not doing anything else. We're going to add a little bit of water in with our broccoli, just a little bit. A couple ounces to add a little steam. Those potatoes are still pretty tight. Tempted to add even more dairy there. In fact, I am. Ego, how so? I don't need oven mitts. That's certainly a thing, but they aren't using towels either. They're like, I can just grab this with my bare hand. I've killed all the feeling in my hand. I don't care what I do to it anymore. Part of my mashed potato problems tonight are due to the fact that I got the fingerling potatoes, which are not the greatest mashed potato, but they're what I bought. Cutting board camera. Yeah, they're cutesy. I just wanted regular bendy straws for, I forget for what. And those were what I found in the store, and they're like 3 times as long as I remember most of them being, as far as the bendy part. We got a poofy cake here, chat. Well, the healthiest part of the potato is the peel. So if you're willing to tolerate it, it's the best way to do it. It's not the best texture. I'll just be honest about that, but I like it enough that I go without. On the edge there, we were close to cooking this too long in order to get it to cook through. The real question here, though, is did we actually cook this cake all the way through? Or is this gummy in the center? Considering the recipe was pretty much made up on the fly. I mean, I used references, but it was guesswork. That's looking pretty cooked to me, chat. I think that's a successful cake, chat. Alright, chat. I'm gonna call it here. I am not seeing any names that I've been looking for like 5 or 6 people. All's wells. Gonna be back here on Friday. But I might stream tomorrow? Not food though, chat. We'll see. Maybe a surprise stream tomorrow? Is it still a surprise stream if I tell you ahead of time that it might happen? I'm gonna go enjoy dinner. Greatly appreciate you hanging out with me tonight. I hope you come back, join me on Friday. Good night, everyone.